My name is Daniel, and this is Engineering Success. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Engineering Success. Engineering Success is a young adult professional life development channel with the goal in mind of helping you and me grow to be the best professional version of ourselves that we can be, and in general life version of ourselves we can be. So if you're looking to find the best way to navigate the college process, getting your first job, going into your first interview, that's what this channel is. It's here to not only help you grow, but also help me grow as I do research and share the different tips and tricks that I've learned throughout my own personal experience and the experience of others. I hope you enjoyed joining me on this journey. The topic of this video is career fairs. As a young adult or a college student, you're definitely going to have a lot of opportunities to attend career fairs. Career fairs are super important for you to attend because it's one event, but tons of companies, which means that you can maximize your time when searching for a job. So in this video, we're going to go over 9 tips and tricks that you can use to ace your next career fair. Tip number 1, dress appropriately. Now notice I didn't say dress super fancy or super nice, because it's really about dressing in a way that is professional yet approachable for the job that you're applying for. So for example, if you're going to go interview at an auto shop to work as a technician, you're not going to want to roll in a 3-piece suit. A button down and slacks is just fine. And that's the same for a career fair. Know the way that people at the job that you want dress for work. If it's the kind of environment where people are super casual, then stick with the button down and slacks. Or if it's a super professional environment, for guys, single tie, button down, suit jacket, and then the pants, they don't even have to be a full piece suit. It's just nice slacks, nice suit, jacket, and ties. For girls, a nice blouse, a nice pair of slacks. If you want to dress super fancy, pantsuit. I mean, honestly, there's tons of different ways, but make sure that you're dressing in a way that is professional, approachable, and represents your style. And what I mean by represent your style is if you're the kind of person that is kind of clean shaven and gets haircuts, take the time to treat yourself and get a haircut before your career fair. It would really help out. It makes you look more professional and it fits your style. Now, if you're trying to work in a techie industry, you don't necessarily have to get a haircut, but look appropriate to the way that somebody working in that job would look. So it's tip number 1, dress appropriately. Tip number 2, evaluate the companies that are going to be at the career fair and then divide them up into 3 categories. Category number 1, good fits. Category number 2, reaches. And category number 3, not relevant. The good fits are the companies that you'd go to first. They're the companies that have relevant opportunities in the field that you want to work in. The reaches are companies that either A, have some really good opportunities, but you might not think you might be qualified for them yet, or they are companies that might have good, decent opportunities for you, but they're not necessarily like a perfect fit dream job for you. And then last but not least, the companies that aren't relevant. Companies that maybe you don't believe in the kind of things that they do, or they don't have any jobs relevant to what you are. It's really important to do your homework in advance and determine which companies are hiring for positions that will help you out, because you definitely don't want to waste your time talking to a company that has no future for you whenever there's a company out there that could actually have a real job for you. Step number 3. Now, once you've identified the companies that are good fits for you, make sure that you've applied for a specific position if they have them posted before you go up and actually talk to somebody at a booth. It's one thing if you go up to a company and say, hey, what kind of opportunities do you have? What's their response going to be to that? The response is going to be, these are the opportunities, check our website and apply. Now, if you approach them saying, hi, I'm interested in working for your company. I applied for XYZ position. Could you tell me more about it, or whether or not I'd be a good fit for that position? That inspires a conversation where the company can learn not only about you and whether or not you'd be a good fit, but you'd also get to learn about the company and whether or not that position would be a good fit. It inspires conversation and really encourages the company to look upon you favorably. Once you've identified the companies that are a good fit and you've applied for a role with them, the next step is to approach them with good questions. So it's really important that you have good questions prepared, because you as the applicant really should be the one driving the conversation. So if you're applying for an internship, maybe ask, when's the internship? Where does the internship take place? I've applied for XYZ position, but there's 5 locations listed. What roles are in which locations? What kind of people will I be working with? Are there opportunities for mentorship? Are there opportunities to return or continue working during the school year after the internship? If you're applying for a regular job, asking what the work style is also applies. Asking what kind of people you'll be working with always applies. Just think of relevant questions, and we'll go more into that in another episode. But think of relevant questions that can steer conversation. You want to be interesting. I've been on the other side as a person representing a company at a career fair, and the most boring people to talk to are the people that I had to feel like I had to carry the conversation. Because as a person on that other side, we have so many people that we are talking to, and if we have to work really hard to get something out of you, we're not going to be as interested in bringing you in for a position or for an interview even. So have interesting questions. I shouldn't even have to say this, but step number 4B is make sure you have a resume to give to the people representing the company. If you don't have a resume, or if your resume doesn't even look like you prepared it more than 2 hours in advance, then you're immediately not going to be considered for any positions that they're looking to give out or interview for at that specific career fair. So make sure you have a resume. Step number 5 is be realistic. Companies go to a lot of career fairs, a lot of internship fairs, and they receive a lot of applicants for these positions. So if you have minimal experience, you're probably going to have minimal to zero chance of getting any kind of opportunities. And I know that sounds super counterintuitive because we apply for internships to get experience, but believe it or not, a lot of big companies require other internship or relevant work experience for you to get an internship. So if you're a freshman and you haven't really learned too much coursework wise and you don't have any job experience, then go take it with a grain of salt and go in there with the goal of making connections. Same for sophomores, you are more likely to get internship offers. It kind of depends on your school and any kind of work experience you have. But again, make the connections, because the big summer is junior summer after your junior year. When you are applying for internships at the summer after your junior year of college, it's really important that you are applying for companies that give you realistic opportunities to get an internship, because that's the big summer. That's the summer that leads to your job offer when you graduate. Step number 6, have an elevator pitch prepared. You should be able to tell in 15 to 30 seconds exactly the things the company would need to know about you. Your major, what kind of job or internship you're interested in pursuing, what kind of career you want to have, and then maybe something that sets you apart, like if you're bilingual or if you have a special skill or work experience relevant to the company that you're applying for. A good example of an elevator pitch is the pitch that I used whenever I went to a career fair my senior year. Hi, my name is Daniel Dollinger. I am a senior graduating in May 2019 with a degree in mechanical engineering, looking for opportunities relevant to my experience working in the construction industry. Step number 7, show up with a basic understanding of the company before you go talk to them at the booth. Whenever I was working as a recruiter at a career fair, the most annoying thing that happened to me was a kid came up to me and he said the name of my company, then looked up at me, looked back down at the banner and said, "So what do you do?" And basically from that point on, I was no longer interested in having any conversation with him. So do the company respect their time by having some kind of basic understanding of who they are before you even go talk to them. Step number 8, close out the conversation by asking for next steps. What this looks like is saying, "Thank you so much for the opportunity. When should I hear from you next? Or should I reach out to you?" Or saying, "When will the applications be evaluated? When will first round interviews take place? It's a great way to close the conversation, but get the ball rolling on the next steps. Last but not least, step number 9, follow up with the person that you talked to at the career fair. This can be as simple as a quick email, connecting with them on LinkedIn and sending them a thank you note, or the most professional way to do this is if they give you their business card that has their office address, write them a handwritten thank you note. You will be so surprised how far the sentiment and the touch of writing a handwritten note will go. I have friends that a friend, for example, he just recently applied and got a job, and one of the things that put him over is that he found the blog of the owner of the company, and in that blog, the owner said that one of the things that will stand out for an applicant is that they write a handwritten thank you note. He did write the handwritten thank you note, and now he's employed because of it. So if you have the time, if that's a company that's one of those good fits, take the time to write a handwritten thank you note. It's a great way to follow up. Thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of Engineering Success. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and give this video a like. If you didn't like what you saw, go ahead and give this video a like. And make sure to subscribe and give me a comment down below if you have a topic that you'd like me to cover next, or if you disagree with what I have to say. Do it nicely though.